Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Dr. Zaius action figure from the classic Planet of the Apes line, Series 1 by NECA. And I will not be singing the Amadeus spoof Dr. Zaius from The Simpsons, as much as I'm tempted to, but I will show you guys how the packaging compares to the other figures in this series, because they do have a very kind of uniform design and shape, and kind of character layout, and they have this little character artwork on the side, and I think that looks pretty cool when you put them all next to each other. But let's take a look at this figure now. Let's start off by looking at the articulation, because he does have some kind of loose ankles, but that hasn't been a problem for me to get him to stand yet. But you can see just right out of the package, you can see how loose that ankle is and how you can kind of see into it a bit. But he does stand pretty good, so I'm really surprised by that. He's got solid knee joints, that it's a single knee, but I do like that it rotates. So even though you don't get the boot cut, you still get the same turn of that section of the leg. Also, he's got the basic kind of ball hinged inside the leg at the top. Got the single elbow joint and really strong shoulders. Sometimes NECA's got some tight shoulders, not so with this one, but he does have some pretty loose wrists, especially this one. Very, very loose. And then he's got the head articulation here. I thought his hair might be a little bit limiting, but he does actually get some good tilting out of this with the ball joint, and all these little tilts really do add a little quizzical personality to the posing of the figure. Now we can take a closer look at his head, because you can see there's a great sculpt here. I mean, they really do kind of capture the like the attitude and the personality of Dr. Zaius, just with the sculpt of his eyebrows, and they did a good job sculpting his eyes too, and just like his upper eyelids, you know, mixed with the paint of the eyeball, of course. But I think the sculpt of his mouth, his beard, the sculpting they did on his hair, even his little ear kind of poking through the little hole in the sculpt there, I think they did a great job with this. Even like the fading of the paint from a lighter to a darker. But I'm really happy with the likeness of Dr. Zaius here. I think it looks really good. Again, I think the sculpting work around his eye area and those bags around his eyes, it just looks great. Now, the rest of his outfit looks good. They did a good job painting the brown sections of his jacket and giving them like a sculpted kind of texture to him. You know, late 60s was a lot of orange and brown leathers, and Dr. Zaius' outfit surely reflects the era. And I think they did a great job with the... It almost really looks like stitching, doesn't it? But that fake stitching and just the way the material bunches right there along the edges of the seams, that bunching just looks so good. So I think they did a good job with this coat, because it is a fairly simple design of a figure. It could be boring, but they did a good job sculpting all the little details of it. Same thing with the pants. It really does read like a leather material, especially the wrinkling on the inner thigh area there looks good. And then lastly we get to the boots, and looks really good. I like the little design they have on the boots there. Simple, straight brown boots. There's no wash or anything to overcomplicate it, but it does look really good. Now he does come with some accessories. He comes with his cane, and he also comes with the scroll. So let's try to go ahead and put those in his hands now. Thumb is a little tight, but there you go. Now, as far as the cane goes, to get him into a position where the cane looks natural, you need to bend him at the elbow, maybe bring his arm up a bit, swing the cane downward, and then adjust the wrist as needed until you get him into a position where it looks like he's actually using the cane. Now, I really dig this figure a lot, and I'm really glad that NECA made it, because I'm a huge fan of the original Planet of the Apes, and I'm just so happy that this line exists. Just so you guys all know, there's going to be another Dr. Zaius in Series 2. It's going to be Dr. Zaius with the longer coat. But he still comes with the cane, he still comes with the scroll, so maybe you want to consider if you only want one Dr. Zaius, if you want the short coat or the long coat. But I dig this one a lot. I think it turned out awesome. Thanks for watching.